Good morning, children. Welcome to the 6th video for the chapter number 8, A Treat for Mosquitoes. Today we'll be discussing some of the other factors about the chapter. We'll just move some deeper ends which will give us some knowledge which may be helpful in the future as well. For this particular reference, you may keep it in your mind as well. Some of the terms may be unfamiliar to you, but I think it will be interesting to find out the facts about this. First, let us see about baby mosquitoes. Many factors make malaria vaccine development challenging. So now all of you are curious about that. Regularly we are seeing vaccine for a lot of things. Recently we saw the vaccine for corona and many other things. But you will be figuring out that why the development of vaccine for malaria particularly is so challenging. Malaria parasite develops both in humans and the female Anopheles mosquito. The size of the genetic complexity of the parasite mean that each infection presents thousands of antigens proteins of the human immune system. So, first thing we have to keep in mind that we'll be seeing further in this video about is how malaria parasite, that is Plasmodium, is found both in the Anopheles and it completes the rest of its life cycle within the human body. That is the important thing. And how our body reacts, or our immune system reacts to particularly the infection or the effect caused by these organisms. Now, let us move on to the discussion about this particular matter, that is about gametocytes. There are two different types of gametocytes, the male and the female. The male gametocytes are called microgametocytes and female gametocytes are called microgametocyte as well, and both are transmitted through an Anopheles mosquito during blood meal. So when an Anopheles mosquito comes for the blood meal, at that time initially the gametocytes get transmitted. The gametocytes within the mosquito develop into a Sporozoites or Sporozoites. So the gametocyte develops into a Sporozoites after it comes in contact with the mosquito, or when it gets transmitted at the time of the blood meal. The male and female gametocytes mate inside the gut of the mosquito, and after 15 to 18 days they form a parasite called Sporozoites. So we need to keep in mind how it works. The male and female gametocytes enter the body of the person through the contact of mosquito, and after entering that they further go through a lot of processes and gave rise to a parasite termed as Sporozoites within 15 to 18 days. That is the next step. Now let us start with the next portion, that is Sporozoites. When the infected mosquito feeds on humans, the Sporozoites are transmitted through the saliva into the bloodstream. So that's the travel medium. The Sporozoites which is now developed, okay, that get transmitted through the saliva into the bloodstream. After that, the Sporozoites enter the liver cells, and here they mature into schizoids or schizonts. Later, the Sporozoites rupture and release Merozoites. So, as you can see in the diagram as well, first there is the gametocyte which is inside the mosquito, and then it produced sporozoite, that is the liver stage, and from that there is further rupture and production of Merozoite, and that will further go into another phases, and we will learn about those now. Merozoites, that is the next phase, produced by the rupture of the sporozoites. Over the next 2 weeks, each schizonts multiplies in order to form several other forms known as Merozoites. The Merozoites exist or exit from the liver, entering the bloodstream again, and here they attack the RBC or the red blood cells. I think all of you are getting onto this. The red blood cells are the part where they mainly try to attack. The Merozoites grow and multiply more while destroying all blood cells in that process, and that's one of the major reasons why people become weak during this particular time. Certain Merozoites develop into Gametocytes, which later ingested into the bloodstream by a mosquito, and the whole cycle starts again. When the red blood cells are destroyed by the Merozoites, it releases a toxin that causes bone shaking, chills, and fever. So hope this will give you a better idea about the symptoms of malaria and how it appears. Extreme cold chills and fever are classic symptoms of malaria in human being. How so? You can understand by this particular portion. Let's see about the evolution of Plasmodium. Plasmodium evolved in parallel with the vertebrate evolution in 120 million years that we have came through. So Plasmodium has been there for all this time, and in 120 million years they also evolved along with us. Therefore, the Plasmodium has gone through new hosts, which is followed by adaptation to those hosts. So they changed over time, going over different kinds of hosts, not only humans, which shows the primary reason for the evolution of Plasmodium. Several species of Plasmodium have been isolated from the chimpanzees, that include Plasmodium eboni, Plasmodium falciparum, Plasmodium ovale, Plasmodium rackinoi. The other species are isolated from gorillas. Plasmodium parasite found in reptiles are Plasmodium mexicanum, Plasmodium floridense. Plasmodium in birds include Plasmodium relictum and Plasmodium juxtanucleare. So these are some of the, and due to this huge diversity of affecting different kinds, Plasmodium has evolved in a very neat way that cannot be prevented easily by other organisms like humans. It's time for the activity of the day. Figure out 6 different types of diseases transmitted by mosquito and fill them up.